What's going on YouTube? My name is Sweat. Welcome back to another Apex Legends video. Today we're going to be covering how to improve in ranked and ultimately end up winning more games and gaining more RP to hopefully get you to that Predator rank. Now these tips are mostly for ranked like I said, but they can also carry over to public matches if you would like. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below and like the video at the end if it helps you out. Without further ado, let's hop right into some tips and tricks to help you get better in ranked. Alright, so the tips we're going to be covering in this video include gathering a team, focusing certain enemies at a time, positioning is key of course, rotations and learning when to fight, playing together and staying close, and last but not least, using useful legends. Alright guys, so tip number one is going to be gathering a good team, and this doesn't mean you all have to be the best players by any means. This means that you all need good communication, okay? You put some of the best players in games, right? Some of the best Apex Legends players, and none of them work together. They're all on their own. They're all running freely. Nothing is going to work out. They're not going to win games like people that have good teamwork, okay? You need a team that gels and meshes on all cylinders in order to end up winning more ranked games. They have to have good communication. You have to be in a party, or you have to be talking to each other at all times, calling out where enemies are, and this will end up ultimately winning you more ranked games if you know how to communicate well. Tip number two is going to be focusing on certain enemies, or focus firing as they call it sometimes. And this is when all three of your teammates call out a single person on the other team. And this is especially useful in ranked because the players are such high skill levels that if you all get into 1v1s, you're not always going to win them. So focus firing people can eliminate the one person and then make it a 3v2 situation where it makes it a lot easier for you to handle it. Now, let's say there's a Bangalore, a Gibraltar, and a Lifeline, and you all want to focus fire the Bangalore. You have to all be looking at her at the same time, count down your shots or whatever, and call out shields at all times. Call out if she's flesh, call out if she has shields on, what type of shields, how much health she has, do the damage numbers in your head, and like I said in the last tip, communicate very well. And honestly, if you focus fire someone, they shouldn't have a chance to respond. They shouldn't have a chance to retaliate, and their other teammates will be caught off guard by this. So try focus firing enemies and let me know how that goes for you guys. I guarantee you're going to knock more people like this and end up getting farther in games. Tip number three is going to be positioning, and I've talked about this many times in the past because it is so crucial in Apex Legends and any other battle royale or shooter game for that matter. Let's say Call of Duty, Fortnite, any game this can apply to, and it really shows when players have high ground because they can see your whole body and you can only see their heads. So you definitely don't want to get caught on a low ground position in any of these battle royale games, especially in ranked because the players are such high skill levels. You're going to want to rotate early and get that high ground, get that good positioning, because this could ultimately end up winning you more gunfights and games. Now tip number four is going to be all about rotations and learning when to take a fight. Now rotating early, like I said in the last tip, is a huge thing, and it has to do a lot with the positioning factor that I just mentioned, getting the high ground. You want to rotate early. You don't want to be caught in the zone because especially in ranked, the players are going to be waiting for you, and a common term that Apex Legends players use or any battle royale player uses is gatekeeping, and players that know what they're doing and know enemies are fighting in the storm will gatekeep you, and it's very tough to get out of the zone when doing this because you're also taking damage while enemies are shooting at you. You're taking that damage, and then you're taking the damage from the storm constantly, which is really draining your health. It's going to end up lowering all your meds. You're going to be using all your meds, and those enemies, if they're smart, will be pushing you. If they down one of you, it's going to put you in a really bad situation. Now, learning when to fight. Probably 95% of the time, a good time to fight in ranked Apex Legends mode is going to be the third party. And I know it's corny, I know a lot of people don't like it, but it's a thing in every single battle royale game that happens, and good players know how to master it and know when to third party at the correct times. When you see an enemy's down, maybe it's a 2v3, they're getting a res or something, that's when you're going to want to push the enemies. When they have a guy downed and they're trying to get him up and they're trying to heal, or right after a fight is also a good time to push enemies. Just make sure that you're not pushing enemies that have high ground or on a zip line, because this is going to put you in a really bad situation. Also, always have a set way out. Like if you're playing a Wraith, make a portal just in case, if enemies are nearby, that there's an extra escape route just in case something goes awry. Tip number 5 is going to be playing together and staying close with your teammates, and this has a little bit to do with gathering a solid team and having good communication, like I said. But this is just, I want to re-emphasize the fact that you need to stay really close to your teammates. You can't all be straying out, running in different directions, be in different houses at all times. When you guys see an enemy, you have to call it out, and you have to be really close to each other in order to, like I said earlier, again, focus fire enemies and down squads. It's going to be really tough if you're all solo. No matter how good you are in ranked, once you get up to diamond and predator, it's not going to be easy at all to solo queue, and that's why you guys don't see a lot of people doing it. I got a comment the other day that said, why don't you show some gameplay of Apex Predator solo queuing? And it's just really tough to get good games like that because there's no communication with your teammates, unless you of course invite them to the party, but you don't have any chemistry with them. You don't know how good they're gonna do. So I recommend getting a good squad together and playing together, staying very close, tighten it to each other, and you will end up getting farther in games. Tip number 6, and the last final tip of this video, is going to be using useful legends. I get questions all the time on which 3 legends I think are the best, and that is going to be Wraith, Pathfinder, and Gibraltar. Obviously Pathfinder is good because of his grapple. He can grapple out of tough situations, and he can also get you onto high structures with his zipline. Now, Wraith is good because of her portal. Late game, you're going to need that portal to get into situations where you normally couldn't if you didn't have a Wraith on your team. Also, she can phase out of tough situations and push up farther than most other legends, and also come out unscathed. Last but not least is Gibraltar. Gibraltar is amazing for late game scenarios because of his bubble. They can keep enemies out, and his bombardment, especially in the higher ranked games. This is going to be crucial, and obviously he can heal faster in there now. We know that, so that is a big plus. The legends that I really don't think, the legends that I don't think are very usable or very practical in ranked are going to be Bloodhound and Octane. Now, Octane is really only good for running fast. I know there's a lot of Octane mains out there. We all love Octane in public matches, but he's just not the right guy for ranked. And as for Bloodhound, I really don't think he's very usable in ranked. All he can do is really see through walls with that little scan, and the Beast of the Hunt is not really practical in ranked. Everybody is going to be shooting at you, and they can hear that from a mile away. So that is why I don't recommend using Bloodhound or Octane. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a fat thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed these tips. There will be more coming in the future very soon, of course. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.